Okay, everyone, last I left you, we were starting to refine and add details, and I worked a lot in this iris area. I'm gonna focus now in some other details, like this little corner. Everyone's eye reference photos is different, so you might have different things that you wanna focus on. But right now I'm gonna focus on this. What I want to also show you is if you're like me, left-handed or right-handed, doesn't matter, I guess, and your hands start to get dirty, make sure you have a piece of scrap paper available, and you can always have it as kind of a place to put your hand so you're not getting the graphite on it and then smearing your beautiful artwork. So I might leave that right here so that when I can lean on here and not worry about getting that graphite on me. So when I'm looking here, again, I'm gonna look for some more darks because I just had some basic things, not nearly enough information. So around here, pressing a little bit harder. Remember, I'm all about exaggerating your darks. And if it goes too dark, you can just lift it up with your kneaded eraser. No big deal. Go right here. I'm looking for shapes that my values are making, not necessarily worrying about lines. We don't want harsh lines. So I've got kind of this thing going on here. Going rather dark, kind of fast. Usually I like to build it up, but I've got my 8B pencil and it's going down faster than I usually do. I can always soften it though. So I'm getting those shapes in. I've got kind of more dark over here. Kind of comes down. I don't want to forget about my highlights here as well. So I'm going to be taking that kneaded eraser out soon. And I'm looking, this looks like it should be a little bit wider. So it may, I think I wound up making my iris a lot bigger, so it's taking up more space, and that might be part of my issue. And there's no way that I'm erasing my iris, so I'm gonna just have to make it work. It's gonna be a slight deviation from my original photo, and that's okay. Just need to be more careful next time probably, right? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start maybe erasing out some highlights. I've got this highlight, these two highlights. Get in the shape that you want. Remember, you can clean your eraser kind of by stretching it out. By the way, guys, I like to keep my erasers in a plastic baggie so it just doesn't get dusty and gross and or dry out over time. So I like to keep it nice and neat in a Ziploc bag. You're more than welcome to steal my little trick. Now I went a little bit dark, too much eraser there. So go back in. I'm going to show you a little trick that we can use our tortillon as well. For those of you who have tortillons, it could help you fix those little errors that you might make when you erase out too much. Like that right there. It's a back and forth. But it takes time. It takes really looking at your reference. You're not just imagining or, making up what you think an eye looks like. It's all about really looking at it. And that's the important part. It's really an exercise in looking. And all all art, at least drawing from life or from references, is about looking. If you're not actually looking at it, you're not going to get all those details, okay? Because our brain, our mind can only imagine so much. So it's really important. Oh gosh, Miss Hedges, went a little far there. We're sort of getting there. I think I still need some brighter highlights in this kind of rectangular shape. Those of you who worked small, like if your image was very small, making these little erasing marks might be difficult. You'll definitely want to go back in with your pencil and fix any mistakes, and that's okay. The back and forth is what you need to do. Now what I want to show you, this I think I could probably still work on, but I don't want to bore you completely. If you have your tortillon and you have like a little area that you want to maybe get a little gray, instead of going back in with your pencil, this is already dirty from me kind of smudging, you can go back in. See what I'm doing there? And kind of defining that shape. You know, instead of going back in with the pencil, because then it's kind of a hard edge sometimes, this will soften it and sometimes give me what I want, more so than going back in with pencil. Makes me want to erase out a little bit more here, but then come back in with it and soften it. Now, what I don't want you doing is using a tortillon or a piece of paper towel as kind of just a crutch to make things blend easily. It's still, you know, really about layering with pencil and not going all, you know, at once, because if you use the tortillon or a paper towel too much, it gets very dirty looking. And you want to avoid that. So use it in like small spaces and areas, even like say over here, I noticed it got maybe dark. I could take some of this and kind of smooth it out. But again, don't just do it everywhere, because it's just gonna get kind of just to be a smudgy mess. So use it kind of sparingly. I'm gonna leave you here. Maybe I'll just do a little bit more dark, going back in. Again, I can't get enough of dark darks and light lights, exaggerating. That's kind of me. Anytime we're doing any sort of graphite drawing, black and white, you're gonna hear that from me, okay? It's really all about that exaggeration. So I'm gonna leave it here. I'll probably rework it a little bit on my own, but I want you guys to continue doing your refining details.